Hey, I'm Katy Perry. This space trip with a few other women almost exposed the truth. It's all Jeff Bezos' bad acting that raised suspicions. He tripped before opening the hatch maybe, too excited. When we went to open the door at the scheduled time, he wasn't even at the hatch yet. So, we quickly closed it again and let Jeff pretend to open it from the outside. Also, everyone's asking why we didn't wear helmets or traditional space suits, but instead wore tight, low-cut outfits and high heels. Come on, we're celebrities. How could we ditch our makeup and high heels on camera? It's part of being a celebrity. We even wore big jewelry into the cabin. Normally, jewelry isn't allowed in space, but we got special permission because Lauren Sanchez needed to show off her 20-carat engagement ring from Jeff to prove how strong their love is. So we all wore jewelry too. And in zero gravity, our hair should have been floating, but it wasn't. The truth is, we were just in a movie studio pretending to be in zero gravity for the camera. Also, did you notice Jeff Bezos touched the capsule with his bare hand, proving it wasn't hot? But when the capsule re-enters the atmosphere, it usually gets super hot and leaves burn marks. And when it landed, the huge impact didn't even affect the nearby bushes. We didn't rehearse beforehand, so there were a lot of slip-ups. Do you think our little show seemed realistic enough?
From doors opening in the wrong direction to the duration of the joyride being too short, some claims have gained thousands of likes and shares online. So we've brought in an expert to explain. Touching down in Texas, kicking up plumes of dust.
Congratulations and welcome back to Earth.
The all-female flight, starring Katy Perry and TV personality Gayle King, on board Bezos' six-seater Blue Origin, could be described as a roaring success, lasting a total of 11 minutes. But it's this moment that's caught the attention of conspiracy theorists. The hatch opening from the inside, minutes before Bezos uses a tool to open it. Here's the audio.
You didn't really close it again.
The argument online is that a pressure-proof hatch shouldn't be able to open so easily from the inside. So, was the entire spaceflight staged, or were they just waiting for the cameras? After all, the event had no shortage of theatrics.
This is insane. No one has ever been to space. Jeff Bezos' space trip was literally a performance. Did you see the woman standing next to Jeff Bezos during the Blue Origin live stream? That's her. Not long after the capsule landed, the door to the space capsule suddenly cracked open from the inside. The woman stepped forward, seemed to say something to the people inside, and then closed the door. At that moment, the live stream was cut off. Quickly, the host invited Jeff Bezos to open the door. If you rewind and watch that woman, you'll notice that as the space capsule door opened, she walked up and it looked like she was saying, "No, no, no." As we all know, the design of the space capsule door is pressure locked from the outside. But somehow, whether it was Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, or someone else, they got so excited they ruined the whole performance. Blue Origin quickly realized it was live and cut the feed. When the screen returned to normal, the host casually started introducing the event's biggest sponsor. Bro, how did they open that door? You're telling me they took a little trip to space, snapped a couple of pretty selfies, and then, at 700 miles per hour, landed and opened the door with one hand? This is wild.
What I find funny about this footage is you witness that Jeff Bezos stepped up and used something that looks like a crowbar to open the door. I'm curious as to why he needed to use that crowbar, because moments before he did that, the door opened.
The capsule, they will be greeted by family and friends that each of them has chosen to join.
Did you catch that? The door slowly opened up and that girl rushed over there to close the door. And if you don't believe me, the audio was on with Jeff Bezos when he opened the door and he acknowledges the fact that she did not close the door properly. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. Jeff Bezos looked at her and said she didn't really close it again. So again, why be so dramatic, Jeff Bezos? We saw on live TV that the door opened up before you did that dramatic thing with the crowbar to open the door. If you truly believe this story, then I feel sorry for you.
Katy Perry faked her space trip. More and more evidence and inconsistencies suggest that the entire story of her flight aboard the Blue Origin rocket was a carefully staged illusion rather than a real space mission. Allegedly, she flew to space along with 5 other women without a single man in the crew, a completely female-only team, which is already unusual. The flight supposedly lasted a total of 11 minutes, including the return to Earth. But what raises the most suspicion is the fact that not a single camera showed the inside of the rocket during the entire flight. In an era when every second of such missions is usually broadcast live from multiple angles, this lack of footage seems more like an attempt to hide something than a technical issue. Upon landing, the capsule hit the ground at around 25 miles per hour. That's quite a hard impact, and yet not a single person was injured, not even scratched. Reportedly, all of them came out smiling and full of enthusiasm, as if they landed on a pillow, not hard ground. Doesn't that sound suspicious? In addition, it took almost 15 minutes before they opened the capsule after landing. If everything went smoothly, why the delay? Where was the medical team, the doctors, the standard procedures for checking vital signs after a space flight?
Let me ask you a question. Pilots who are in the Air Force and the Navy, when they are in jets that are going Mach 1, Mach 2, Mach 3, what do you see around their heads? A helmet, right? For protection, because going at that speed is really dangerous to our brains. And they rocketed to outer space, but when they came out of that pod, they were photographic and camera ready. Where were your pressurized packs and bodysuits? Where were your gloves? You're literally breaking the barrier between our atmosphere and outer space. You're rocketing at speeds to get you to that point, but you have nothing, no protective gear, a blue cute suit that's been literally tailored to your shape. And we all saw that door open when the pod supposedly landed. We all seen the door open before Jeff Bezos walked up and did his ceremonial rod opening of the door. They opened it from the inside. If it's a pressurized pod, they cannot open it from the inside. This is the biggest scam I've ever seen in my life. And if you believe it, I feel sad for you.
No, I don't believe they left the Earth at all. Maybe way up high, but they didn't leave the Earth. Hello? Did you see Amanda Nguyen on her channel? She was saying how she had something on her wrist for her experiments that she's supposed to run. What the heck is she talking about? They didn't do experiments. They didn't have time to do experiments. They just floated around a little bit and then went back down. What are they talking about? But no, I don't believe they left the Earth. And no, I really don't. I don't believe in space. No, sorry. She was saying that she had to make sure she's doing her experiments. I'm like, what is she talking about? They don't have time to do experiments up there. Wouldn't it be something if they just did it in a studio?
Am I the only one that noticed that their hair is just gently floating? Like it's being swept by Beyonce's fans on like the low setting? I thought hair stuck straight up in space. Like this. Up. Like, it looks weird. It looks off. It doesn't look right. I'm no spaceologist, but it kinda looks like this zero gravity environment. I don't know. Their hair's floating similar. Once again, an astronaut's hair. Very vertical. And then there's these guys' hair. Maybe it's the extensions. Maybe they're so heavily weighed down that they're not acting right, but like, I don't get it.
This rocket feels like it's alive. It feels like a living, breathing thing. And here they go, what they've been training for 2 days. When you are out there at this moment, this rocket feels like it's alive. It feels like it is a living, breathing, acting thing, right? And there's the gallantry pulling back from, and this right here is the moment they've been training for 2 days, becoming a crew, becoming a team. 2 days after you go through an experience like this, it's more than a team. It's almost like a family who are so tight to go through something as intense. You know, as I said, this is like a bridal beast. This thing just wants to take off. Switch on to board helium. Here we go. Godspeed, ladies. We're cheering you on. Let's launch this rocket.
Katy Perry messages done got leaked between her and her mom for $60 million. And there's no way you can go that high up in the sky without like passing out or fainting. These girls was showing flowers and coloring books, and then they land in like a little $50 white capsule that they done got off Temu. Like, what is y'all doing? The capsule was clean, snow white. If y'all just fell out of the sky, it should be dirty. The capsule should be about blown up. Y'all hair, y'all came out like y'all was at a beauty pageant. And then Katy Perry was so ready to go cash that check, she opened in the door, and the door was made out of cardboard. Katy Perry messages got leaked with her mom. But I mean, I ain't tripping. For $60 million, I'll strut around in a cat suit and some olive oil spray too. A lot of y'all keep saying y'all don't know how high up. She didn't go that high up. She just went to like the line. What line? What line did they go to? Yeah, Hollywood line. They went from the damn green screen to the makeup room.
Let's just look at all the details that make it fucking fake. First off, the door opening in the beginning. It opened and they weren't supposed to show that on camera. They even panned the camera away. They tried to cut it. What happened was the door opened by someone on the inside opening the door. Real spaceships that go to space by NASA, fam, they cannot be opened from the inside. They can only be opened from the outside. Yeah. Now, another detail. If you look at other space shuttles, they have windows that are very small. Why? Because the structure of it cannot handle putting too big of windows because it's gonna break. Since this is all for show, they just want to show the green screen of the whole world in the back and everything, right? If you look at when they were up in space, if this isn't fake, why are they looking at trinkets and shit, looking at the camera more? They didn't even look at the window that much, bro. You know why? Because there's no space there.
This is amazing. I can't believe we're in space. This is not just a feat for women. It is a feat for rich women everywhere. Women who have Jeff Bezos's number, women who have Lauren Sanchez's number. This is gonna show those women everywhere that they too can go to space. This is crazy. Zero gravity, guys. And we love one-day shipping. I brought this earring. I brought this earring with me to show my daughter that space can be glam. We're taking up space. Women can do anything with money.
I knew this looked familiar.
Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
You know what's going to come out of her mouth, but really her heart.
And is that Jeff Bezos out there right by the capsule? Kind of hard to see.
That is.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys.
When guys do it, it's a flight. It's a journey. When we do it, it's a ride. I think it's very disrespectful. Have you been in space? We use space technology all the time. Whether it be your Etch-a-Sketch, whether it be your toaster, don't even pay your bills for a couple of years, go to space. So many young boys and girls and a few men see what I did and they think, maybe I can do that too. Maybe I can save up my food stamps and sell my kids. I can go to space for 10 minutes. If you can't launch, you find a way to launch and inspire all the little girls and some boys. We didn't go so high, we wouldn't be able to collect the information for us to go so high. Have you been in space? Go and have a look at the Blue Origin studios and tell me this is a terrible thing. We're making sacrifices for you to be better, for you to be inspired, and for us to have all the chances that you're never gonna get. Have you been in space?
You also drinking the Kool-Aid? What flavor flavor is it? Red? How long are you gonna let them play you? I wish I would spend $28 million to go up 62 miles into the air. They must be getting sloppy, because I almost think that they really want y'all to know. We all know that there's a certain obsession with a shape. And if this is flipped upside down, we also know about that too. That this patch was interesting. They just keep giving you the Kool-Aid. Do you just keep drinking it? This next clip, tell me if you see something.
So to a nice smooth 10, 15 miles an hour.
You like how they changed camera positions right as you're about to see what they're witnessing, but I think it was just desert. But we'll look at her phone and see.
So to a nice smooth 10, 15 miles an hour.
Also, let's talk about the landing. 15 miles per hour is pretty fast hitting the ground. I wonder if they're sore. You want to keep drinking the Kool-Aid? Should I go on?
That's great. Is the lighting halfway down? One. Ignition. Gone away, Houston. Vector good. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made.
This is just off the coast of Tallahassee to give you an idea.
Wow, we got a cute little pod of dolphins. It wasn't just one or two.
This blue ball is CGI, and so is this. I have a little treat at the end of this video for you guys, but I looked into the net worth of both of the astronauts that were out in space for 9 months that just recently came back. She's worth $5 million and he was worth $12 million, but now I can't find his anymore. That's been taken down because people have been looking into it. But I have one little treat that I have for you guys. I watched their interview when they came back, but it's not what they had to say. It was what another astronaut had to say, and I saved it for you.
The culture at NASA is still very bad.
He didn't know how to respond.
Charlie, thanks for coming on today. I can tell you after being here the last couple of days, I'm so impressed with the space mission here. And really, I mean, American pride, and our viewers are going to see that next hour when they come home and show it to them. Charlie, thanks for stick a pin. I didn't mean to stick a pin in your balloon, Bill, but...
So this whole video is just a joke. I know you guys aren't drinking the Kool-Aid, especially the red.
The flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.